Phalee. Phalee, also called as Phadang, is a village located west of Ukhrul in Ukhrul district, Manipur state in India. It lies in the Indo-Burma Biodiversity Hot-Spot Region of the world, wherein the flora and fauna diversity are very rich. It occupies total area of about 49 sq.km. It has red sandy soils and annual rainfall of 2,400. It has subtropical pine forest climate with distinct 4 seasons. The average temperature is in the range of 23 degrees C. It experienced reverse monsoon in winter and 4 distinct seasons. As per 2011 census, the village has a total of 794 households with 3,742 persons, of which 1934 are male while 1808 are female. Of the total population, 60% are in the age group of 0–6 years. The average sex ratio of the village is 904 female per 1,000 male. The literacy rate of the village is 81.35%. Phalee is flanked by Ngaimu and Tolloi in the east, Somdal and Hoomi north, Tuinem and Lamlang in the south, and Champhung and Tora in the west. The village is assumed to be more than 600 years approximate since the first settler settled in relation to the 16th generation back. The village has a total of 794 households with 3,742 persons, of which 1934 are male while 1808 are female. Organization: Headman, Village Authority, PNBC, Women's Society, Shanao Long, Phalee Consultation Conference, Yarnao Long, Phalee Youth Organization, Phalee Football Clubs, Clan Shangnao Funds, Tang, Size, Phalee Pre-and-Now Picnic Party, Phalee Biodiversity Management Committee. It is a small village which values democracy that is evidently clear from its diverse organizations within the village. It has its own customary constitution for their village functioning. Phalee Biodiversity Management Committee. Phalee BMC is an organization which is elected by the villagers to work on environment and biodiversity conservation of the village in accordance with the Biological Diversity Act 2002. It also works on recording and documentation of the village and surrounding areas' flora and fauna. It is the first institute among the villages of Ukhrul district that established biodiversity zone, recorded, documented, and catalogued flora and fauna of the region on its founded group, Rainforest Biodiversity of Phalee within India Biodiversity Portal. Some of the main objectives of Phalee BMC are preservation, conservation, and education of biodiversity and people's culture. It also works on village heritage, religion, and educational institutions. Phalee is one of the Tangkhul villages that embraced Christianity very early. For this, the villagers got access to Western education right from the coming of Christian missionaries to Ukhrul district. According to the 2011 census, the literacy rate of the village was 81.35%, which is higher than the state's average of 76.94%. People and occupation. The village is home to people of Tangkhul Naga tribe and speak Tangkhul language. Agriculture is the primary occupation of the inhabitants. Rice, maize, potato, and cabbage are the main crops grown in Phalee. The traditional farming system has been an integral part of this village livelihood since time immemorial, and accordingly, it is closely interwoven with the intricate fabric of the society in culture, religions, and economy. The farming system covers wet paddy cultivation, rearing edible six-legged insects like Asian giant hornet Vespa mandarinia, honeybees, green grasshoppers, etc. Most of these practices are social and community-based activity, and their importance is pertinently expressed in their various culture. They are very old practices, and the production system are generally trivial, merely a paltry self-sufficient to safeguard the basic level of survival. The agriculture system is stagnated, which is proved by the unremitting abject poverty of the village life plagued with malnutrition, ill health and lack of basic amenities like telecommunications, transport, and marketing. However, in recent years, there is a tremendous improvement in the rearing of the domestic animal and bird and especially fishery, producing approximately 1,000 kg of fish, common carp, and other local variety per year. It is one of the villages that upholds a forestation program with government agencies with huge success, and one of the villages that planted the highest number of trees thus far. Artisanship is one of the old traditional practices of this village, which include weaving, blacksmith, bamboo weaving, stone and wood carving works, etc. The artisanship constitute one of the basic scale of their development index in the past. Culture. Liura Fanit, or the Seed Sowing Festival, is perhaps still one of the biggest traditional festivals of the Tangkhul's Naga, which are celebrated every year with great pomp and joy. This is a festival celebrated in every Tangkhul village at the beginning of the year, though with some modifications. Now the date of celebration differs from village to village, precisely to herald the coming of a new year and to commemorate the beginning of sowing the first seed for the coming year. This is the main agricultural festival of the year, and its celebration spread over a period of about 11 days in the olden days, though the celebration does not extend that much longer nowadays. Since the advent of Christianity and in the years that followed, an understanding between the Christians and the non-Christians of this village was brought about in regard to the fixation of the date for its celebration, wherein 15-20 March of every year was exclusively set aside for this festival, of which, hitherto, it was usually celebrated a little earlier than this. So it's almost a week-long celebration, and even now the intensity of the celebration is quite immense. Some of the competition items during the festival includes folk song. This includes Yara Law, Angakaka Law, and Phalee Awangashi Law, folk dance Liuita Law, high jump, long jump, wrestling, bamboo climbing, carrying rice pounding stick on the back, tug of war, trumpet, flute, violin, guitar, and many more. Tug of war is one showpiece of an event that really captivates the hearts of the audience, with equal numbers of men and women at each end of the rope, trying to pull with their utmost strength. The dying giant may not figuratively represent a human giant, but it's about the practice, tradition of carrying a giant load of paddy. Lengve Kafung, a popular age-old practice among Tangkhul Nagas during harvest time in Phalee village 2, situated in the west of Ukhrul district in Manipur. Lengve Kafung is a challenge for all men of the village. A giant load of paddy tightly packed in traditional, specially hand-weaved shawls weighs more than 300 kgs or 3 quintals of paddy. The handicrafts using bamboo sliver is another skill, which is hand-weaved into different shape and size of baskets for the different household purposes like containers, carpet, and decorations.